And this is the month of September for Cancer, Cancer rising, Cancer sun and Cancer moon. Well, Cancer, you are particularly sensitive to the movements of the moon because it is your ruling planet. And people talk about the changing moods of Cancer, and that's because the moon, in its journey around for 29 days, will make aspects with every other planet there, both the inners and the outers. And so Cancerians are always getting information in this way, they're always getting resonances and hits from things, are particularly tuned to it. So I think for you, the total lunar eclipse on the 7th is likely to be something that you tune into and can feel. I think that's certainly the case. And it's probably going to be, an eclipse that brings some degree of surprise in the world, not particularly in your personal life, but surprise in the world. But because both the Sun and Mercury will be approaching the node, I think we won't fully understand what's gone on there until a little after, when the Sun and Mercury catch up with the node and throw light on what's happening on that eclipse on the 7th. But I do think it's a day to mark in your diary. I think that could be one that you will feel. So you have Jupiter in your sign of Cancer at the moment, and that's a force of expansion, of good fortune, expanding the good things in the realms of Cancer, which are the home, the heart, caring, nurturing, all of those kinds of issues. But on the when we have the total lunar eclipse on the 7th, interestingly, Jupiter in Cancer will be forming a harmonious trine to the moon, which will be in Pisces. So I think that that's going to enable you to tune into this eclipse in a more harmonious way, because you have that connection there working for you. Now, the eclipse in the chart for Cancer rising is happening between the 3rd house, where we have Virgo, and the 9th house, where you have Pisces. And this is an axis to do with your beliefs and your communication. But often in the 3rd house, your daily thinking, and then connected with higher thinking in the 9th house. And there seems to be an indication here that you need to be prepared to shift your paradigms a little on what you believe and what you don't believe. I think, if you cling very tenaciously as Cancer can to what you think is, this is the way things are, this is the way things work, then I think you're going to find the upcoming changes that were coming into our world a little harder. Whereas I think if you can flex a little more with this mutable opposition, and not be too wedded to your thoughts, and too convinced that they have to be absolutely correct, So a little bit more latitude there. And finding the bigger view, I think, is important. But getting that bigger perspective. Now, there's also the danger with this Virgo placement in the 3rd house of a predisposition to worry, that you may find yourself fretting or worrying or being overly anxious about things, and that really is something that I think can be released. We don't control the future. We don't, we control actually a small part of ourselves, I think. So it would be a good time to sort of try to release this overthinking and perhaps this predisposition to worry as well. Yes. Now the card that I got for you, Cancer, is this one, and it is the Six of Cups, and it's an odd card actually because it shows almost a fairy tale scene. Almost sort of kitsch, I think. There's this little figure giving roses to another little figure, but the proportions in the picture look out. They don't quite look accurate. It's almost like we're in fairyland or something. And this is a card of a dream of the past. I think it's to do with this belief that in the past everything was right, everything was lovely, everything was just as we'd wish it to be. And I think the message is that it's very easy to look with rose-coloured glasses at the past because it's done and we know what happened in the past, whereas we're in very uncertain times. And so I think there comes in for you an element here of trust, an element of trust in what's unfolding, and not to allow that to rock your sense of security too much.